Episode 2 of Vanished, titled Limerence, takes the mystery to a darker and far more dangerous level. What began as a missing boyfriend story now explodes into murder, betrayal, hired killers, and the terrifying possibility that Alice Monroe's lover may be a criminal mastermind. This episode transforms Alice from a confused woman searching for answers into a hunted fugitive, with the entire world closing in around her. Let's break it all down, from the first memory to the final revelation. The episode opens with a soft, almost dreamlike flashback. Alice Monroe and Tom Parker walk along a beach, a moment frozen in warmth and intimacy. Alice finds a fragment of ancient Greek pottery buried in the sand, an artifact, something broken yet meaningful. She offers it to Tom, but he gently refuses. Instead, he asks her for something more emotional. He wants her to think of him the same way when they're apart. Alice kisses him, sealing what feels like a promise. This moment matters. The pottery fragment becomes a symbol of history, truth, and fragments of something once whole. And emotionally, this scene reminds us why Alice is willing to risk everything for Tom. Cut to the present. Alice lies awake in bed, haunted by memories that no longer match reality. The next morning, Alice goes to the SOS Global office in Marseille, desperate for answers. She speaks with the receptionist, Nina, and tries calling Tom again, straight to voicemail. Then she meets Alex Durand, one of Tom's colleagues. Alex is calm, charming, reassuring, and immediately suspicious in hindsight. He tells Alice that Tom spoke about her often while they worked together in the field. Alice explains something that has been bothering her. Tom called SOS Global from Paris 2 days earlier, but claimed he was talking to his Uncle Brian. Alex suggests Tom may have actually been trying to route a call to Jordan, using SOS to avoid international charges. Then Alex reveals a tragic story. 9 months earlier, in a Jordanian refugee camp, an 8-year-old boy named Malik ran 4 miles to find Tom after his mother went into labor. Tom helped save the baby, but Malik's mother later became seriously ill. Malik dropped out of school to care for his family. Tom promised to support them, and Malik returned to school. Then bandits raided the camp. Tom later discovered Malik and his entire family dead in a mass burial pit. According to Alex, this shattered Tom. SOS Global put him into counseling, but he spiraled, disappearing for days at a time. Alice is devastated, not just by the story, but by the realization that Tom never shared this pain with her. Alex promises they'll find Tom. Alice hugs him. The audience should already feel uneasy. Back at Hotel Perron, Alice searches through Tom's notebook and notices a single word written down: Aurelie. At first, Alice assumes it could be romantic, maybe a jewelry brand, an engagement surprise. But doubt creeps in. She calls Helene Lando, an investigative journalist she met on the train, and asks if the name means anything. Helene agrees to look into it. The moment the call ends, we see Helene remove a photograph from her files. Tom standing beside Mira Mazraoui on a yacht named Aurelie. This tells us everything. Helene already knows far more than she's letting on. Helene brings Alice to a dock in Marseille. The yacht, Aurelie, is empty. Helene cuts the lock and boards it. Inside, Alice finds Tom's jacket, 2 wine glasses, clothes that smell like him, and suddenly the truth hits her. Tom wasn't just lying, he was living a second life. Alice remembers that Tom and Mira have matching tattoos, suggesting a deeper connection than a casual affair. Alice leaves in shock, while Helene watches silently. Later, Alice meets Alex at an outdoor cafe. He casually confirms that Tom called SOS Global and specifically asked to be transferred to Mira. When Alice asks directly whether Tom and Mira are together, Alex refuses to answer. Instead, he reassures her Tom will resurface soon. Then he gently nudges her away, suggesting she go to Aurelie, stop searching, and decide whether she even wants to be with someone who cheated on her. This is Alex steering Alice away from the truth. Back in her hotel room, Alice clutches the pottery fragment from the beach and breaks down completely. Her entire relationship feels like a lie. She packs her bags and heads to the train station, ready to leave Marseille. At the station, Alice suddenly remembers the train conductor, Maurice, who acted strangely the day Tom disappeared. Something doesn't sit right. She stores her luggage and starts asking questions. A man named Saeed Kachar watches her closely. Alice lies to get Maurice's address, claiming she's pregnant with his child. The lie causes laughter, but it works. She gets the address and heads to a dangerous neighborhood. Outside Maurice's apartment, the outlaw Gog pull a knife, barely escaping when a resident threatens to call the police. Inside Maurice's apartment, the door is open. Maurice is dead. His throat has been slit. Alice gets blood on her hands and steps onto the balcony, just in time to see Saeed climbing down the building. Then Maurice's wife enters. She sees the body. She screams. Alice runs. The thugs chase Alice through the streets. She hides in a building, frozen in terror, covering her mouth to keep from screaming as a rat scurries past her. Police arrive, but Alice escapes. Back at Hotel Perron, she calls Alex and tells him everything, including a description of the killer. Alex promises to come immediately. The moment he hangs up, Alex calls Saeed. He gives him Alice's location, and he smiles. This confirms it. Alex ordered the murder. Saeed speeds toward the hotel on a motorcycle. Alice calls Helene and tells her Maurice is dead. When Helene hears Alice has spoken to someone from Tom's charity, she urgently orders her not to speak to anyone else and rushes to the hotel. As Alice washes the blood from her hands, someone knocks. A man in a helmet. He says he has a delivery. The knocking turns violent. Alice barricades the door, escapes through the balcony, and runs for her life as the man pulls a knife. At the last second, Helene slams her into into the attacker and rescues Alice. As they drive, Alex calls Alice again. Helene tells her not to answer. He's trying to kill her. Alice demands answers. Helene finally reveals everything. She's been investigating Tom for 6 months. She believes Tom recognized her on the train, or was warned about her, and fled. According to Helene, Tom isn't a victim. He may be the leader of one of the largest human trafficking operations in the Middle East, using SOS Global as a front. A charity is the perfect disguise. Gain trust, move refugees, sell them. Alice refuses to believe it, until Helene reminds her about the yacht, the tattoos, the lies. Then Helene drops the final bomb. Only Alex and Inspector Drax knew Alice was staying at Hotel Perron. One of them tried to kill her. Helene turns on the TV. Breaking news. Inspector Drax announces that Alice Monroe is the prime suspect in Maurice's murder. By the end of episode 2, Alice has lost everything. Her boyfriend may be a monster. Her protector is her enemy. She's being hunted by police. A hired killer has already tried to murder her, and the truth is far darker than she ever imagined. Episode 2 doesn't just raise the stakes, it obliterates Alice's old life completely. From here on, survival is no longer optional.